episode 1, City Sportscasts.
Let's do this.
First of many.
Hopefully.
Topics of the day. Starting out with Game 1 of the Warriors Raptors series.
Then we're going to talk about Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie. A lot of NBA free agency
Kyrie,
action.
Rockets, Lakers.
All that good stuff. NHL.
We got Game 1 and 2 of the finals to cover.
Absolutely. 1-1 in the series right now, and then we're going to kind of move down into all the MVP, Rookie of the Year, All-NBA controversies that are kind of going on around the league at the moment.
If you see us looking down, we're looking at notes.
Absolutely.
All right. Want to talk about last night?
Yes.
Final score, 118-109 Toronto.
Yes. In Toronto.
They were the betting favorites, correct?
Yes.
But it wasn't by much.
No. It was only a 1 point spread.
It was a pretty small margin.
Yeah.
So
it's a 1 point spread. The Raptors at -1 for the game yesterday, only because of the home court advantage. So it's pretty much a toss up either way.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was really a favorite because they're both in minus odds. But
this finals just seems to be whoever's at home is getting the refs and the betting odds.
That's a lot to do with it for sure.
All that. All right. So I did not watch the game. I watched the highlights. So
I watched the game.
What I gotta say is, I got all the points here. So Curry, he did 34, 5 and 5. Clay had 21, 5 boards, 1 assist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Clay's assists usually look like, but
usually more consistent.
1,
more than that.
So they combined for 55 points, 16 of 35 shooting. It's not awful for them.
Yeah.
Not great, not
but
awful.
I mean, the rest of the team I have all under 10 points.
Right?
Yeah.
Boogie came back. He played, 8 minutes, I read earlier?
Yeah.
3 points. How many assists did he have?
2.
Because the looks he had, those 2 looked like both nice assists, but you're right, it's not hard to get an assist when you're a big man.
Yeah, that was something we talked about earlier. Was assist ability from big men. And
so the thing with Golden State is they're going to beat you. They're going to beat you getting the offensive board and getting those second chance, and they're going to beat you on the fast break. Mm-hmm. And they just could not. They got that going in the first, and that's about the only period that I think I read this morning. Toronto had 29 boards. Golden State had 27, and they each had 6 offensive. So you can't let them get only. You can't get only 2 more boards than the other team.
We did talk about inconsistencies and other sports trends, because all last week it was all about the Warriors don't need KD, and now it's just after one game.
And I read
back
the headline.
to KD's going to be the savior for the Warriors.
I read the headline today. Do the Warriors need KD?
Yeah.
And last week it was the same question.
Yeah.
Just in different
Yeah.
concept. He'll be back game 3, if not 4. And like we said earlier, he's probably the only player in the league that could win 4 in a row for a team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down the stretch. But he's got help. Curry played a great game. He usually does better than 5 boards and 5 assists.
Yeah.
You'll get a little bit better outing from Clay. What did Draymond do last night?
He had a triple-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists.
Okay, so that's Draymond Green for you pretty much.
But 0 offensive boards.
Wow.
Which is also...
Well, he had Siakam
Yeah.
covering him down low, and Gasol. Like, he's actually got some big boys on him for the first time, because Portland didn't have
anybody.
Their big boy.
Yeah, a sophomore, Zach Collins.
Who did the Clippers?
And Myers Leonard.
Who did the Clippers have? And
they have Zubac. Zubac was playing. I don't know who their starter is right now.
My problem, though, with last night is that Steph Curry got the biggest mismatch he's gotten the entire playoffs. He had Dame last round, not to be rude, but he made a fool out of Dame.
Oh yeah,
very quickly. Sure. He had Lou Williams and the rookie coming off the Clippers bench. I don't even know the guy's name. Guarding him against Clippers, and then who'd they have second round?
I'm not sure.
The Rockets. They had
of course.
Chris Paul. So regardless, those are all great defensive players. You finally have Kyle Lowry on you. Not trying to be rude to Kyle Lowry, but
no.
I got nothing on.
That's
He
worth
shot
being
he shot
rooted
22% last night with 7 points and 9 assists. So I guess couldn't break for those 9 assists, but 22%, game 1 of the finals against the Warriors.
Yeah.
That's not going to cut it the rest of the series.
I mean,
Kawhi really didn't even have that great of a night last night. 23 points, 8 boards. Siakam, though.
yeah.
He just didn't you say so? I didn't watch the game like I said, but you said there was a stretch that he just did not miss.
Yeah.
Right.
I whenever I was watching the game, there was a little pop-up on the screen that said, like, after 4 minutes left in the second quarter, he didn't miss a shot until midway or, like, to the end of the fourth quarter. So he went 13 for 13.
Which is crazy because he only went 14 for 17 on the whole game. 3 missed shots. That's not going to happen again for him. So.
Yeah. One of the stats right now from Kawhi is with playing 43 minutes and he only had 23 points. Kawhi
played 43. Wow.
Yeah, he was still plus 11 on the night on his plus minus.
Well, yeah, he's not adding to the team's negative parts.
He's obviously one of the more sound defensive all-stars in the league for sure. I would say he's a better defender than both KD and LeBron.
Yeah, easy.
Absolutely.
Well, he's got the length in his hands, and his hands are like. Did you see that picture of the basketball in his hands?
Yeah, of course. And then you had the blow pump fake from Game 7 of the last game or whatever.
That was crazy. Of course. Game 4, I think.
I saw one of these Instagram memes earlier. It was DeMarcus Cousins, and it said "Spot the difference." Had DeMarcus Cousins on the Golden State Warriors, and had a picture of Shaq on the Celtics.
Ooh.
Spot the difference. Both guys way past their prime. And guys,
Boogie's not past his prime. Oh, he just had those really crappy injuries.
After Sacramento.
How much you want to bet he still gets the bag next year?
No. I don't think. First of all, I don't think that the Lakers will take him.
No.
The Lakers still have Tyson Chandler.
I didn't even read that. Is that the Lakers better? Lakers, we got a whole segment on you later. Yeah. Y'all better re-sign JaVale McGee. Yeah. He was the only thing that worked for you this year.
Absolutely. I don't think that anybody will be
and Tyson.
I don't think anybody will be willing to sign him for the bag after what he signed for this year.
100% he's going to get the bag.
Really?
Boogie? Yeah.
I don't know.
Because when he was playing in those games before the second injury, he was starting to get back to where he was. It's always before the
injury, though. It's like the same thing as D Rose. It's like D Rose before the injuries. He's not at his income greatly, progressively declined with every contract after each injury.
You're right. If the Warriors don't re-sign KD, they will make a push to Boogie.
Yeah.
They need to spend that money elsewhere.
Yeah.
They're not going to pick someone else up.
I think also Boogie would be a lot more reasonable in his contract
with the
payroll
Dubs
with the Dubs versus
well, yeah,
other people,
because then you're getting Western Conference or
guaranteed
whatever.
Pretty much Western Conference Finals next season.
So
depending on what the Rockets want to do.
KD is unlikely for Game 2. Iggy is most likely, but because I saw him go down late last night. I caught like the last 5-10 minutes of the game. I saw him go up for a layup, come down pretty hard on that.
Yeah, I do remember
Re-injured.
That. He's one of those players who's kind of
well, yeah, I feel like he kind of hurts himself and then he'll play through it, but he's never fully out for it.
Marcus Gasol's a stud. That was probably one of the best free agency pickups of the
dude, I wanted the Celtics to take him so bad, and they just
yeah.
What did he do last night?
30 minutes, 6 for 10, 6 free throws, 6 for 6 on free throws, 7 boards, but he only had 1 assist.
And then I just want to touch on this real quick. I'm not trying to make a jab at Steph at all.
30 step up.
34 points. He had 14 free throws. So that's half your points. We give James Harden crap when he does amazing nights and gets 18, 19, 20 free throws. So might as well extend that through the rest of the league. Steph, you have the biggest mismatch in the entire series. It's going to come down to you.
Yeah, that's in a situation like that. It's probably got to be.
KD and Kawhi is going to be insane. Well, he almost had that 4-point play late in the first, but it was too late at that point. They were down 10. They were looking beat on both ends.
Yeah.
That's all I got to any comments on Drake last night?
Yeah. I'm seeing the video on my screen right now of the little altercation that he had with Draymond at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then did
you see Draymond trash.
Did you see what he posted on his Instagram last night? So like after the game,
he
had a picture of his hand, and it was a little piece of lint.
Steph Curry.
Yeah, and then he had like his username has like Draymond Green is garbage or something like that.
I saw that. Yes.
That's classic. That's
but they're all buddies at the end of the day. That's all basketball is nowadays. So
I mean, also everybody in the league's pretty soft, so I don't think anybody's getting that mad about it.
Agreed.
Key.
Especially Draymond Green, self-proclaimed best defender in the league. What do you wanna? What's next?
Okay, so we kind of move over to the Bruins game.
You want to do Bruins?
Yeah.
Oh, you got all the tabs open.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so Boston had 38 shots. St. Louis had 20 shots in all of Game 1.
Yeah.
That's low.
Yeah, that's a low.
When 2 of those are goals, that is not a lot of shots. So you got to get some more shots up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Move the puck. They just looked beat after the first 20 minutes. They had a 2-goal
lead. They looked the way that the Bruins did in the first period after the rest of the game.
No, seriously.
Yeah. They kind of got taken by surprise, and I feel like they're probably really intimidated because the Bruins team at home is pretty disgusting and hard to keep up
the Bruins were on it just snapped the other night, but we were on an 8-game win streak. Mm-hmm. So we won the last 2 against whoever we played in the second round. I don't remember, and then swept Carolina. So
the Blue Jackets.
We were coming off a hot.
Yeah.
But the Blues didn't play an awful game. They didn't look that defeated. Mm-hmm. Interesting stat: Bruins are 24-1 when Brad Marchand scores.
Yeah.
He scored that empty netter in Game 1 to seal the game.
Yeah.
Game 2 was a completely different story. Boston came out the gate on fire for the first 20 minutes.
And then it kind of got reversed, like the way it did in Game 1.
St. Louis.
Yeah. It was.
But
I think it was 11 shots on target versus 10 shots on target for each team in the first period, and the score was 2-2.
First period was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a great 20 minutes of hockey. The next 40 were kind of boring.
Yeah.
And OT was ugly.
Yeah, I did. From what I saw on the replay of that game, the Bruins had a lot more high quality scoring chances than the Bruins did.
The Blues were just
had more scoring chances.
Oh my gosh, I'm shocked that it wasn't 3-2 in the second. But you got to remember, we lost a defenseman late in the first, so we were short a defender. We were rotating off 5 guys and not 6. Guys get pretty tired late in the game, and the Blues are some heavy hitters
for sure.
So those hits in the first period that might not matter late in the third, and especially if you go OT. Shots in Game 2, St. Louis got 37, Boston had 23. So
yeah,
it was definitely a tale of 2 stories.
Yeah, going into like the Game 3 preview, we have a couple players suspended from the Blues that are pretty. I wouldn't say huge players, but I mean, Oscar Sundqvist is getting suspended.
They lost him 1 game because that hit, which
on Grizzly. Yeah.
I don't know if I would call for a suspension. It kind of looked like he was backing up and trying to move out of the way.
But the guy got hit his name is Grizzly. He's also out for the next game from injury from that.
We'll be able to call someone up, right? We still won't be rotating off 5 guys. We'll be 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then. So you have a suspension. There are 2 other injuries for the Blues. I forget what players they are, but I'm pretty sure there's a defenseman, like a 3rd-line defenseman that's injured for that team right now, and then maybe like another winger or something like that.
But regardless, you'll see some shift changes. You'll see some guys out there who aren't usually out there.
Yeah.
The Blues had 50 hits in Game 2.
Yeah, on consensus.
That's crazy.
Consensus favors the Blues.
Well, it is in St. Louis. It's the first game there. First ever Stanley Cup game there.
Yeah. They're barely the same thing with the Warriors.
Nuts.
They're barely betting favorites.
Yeah, the arena's going to be nuts. Even if St. Louis takes it, I still have Boston probably in 6. I didn't say back in basketball, but I also have the Warriors in 6.
Yeah, the Warriors in 6.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Toronto wins Game 2.
Yeah.
Without KD, it's not hard unless Steph shows up.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody on the Raptors that can handle the scoring ability of Kevin Durant. And then
Kawhi maybe, but
I mean, even then it's like
to then go back on the offensive end and have KD defend you. KD's a lot more talented defender than Giannis is.
Yeah.
Giannis is big.
You're also talking about, I guess, dimensions. They're both pretty fast, but scoring ability is obviously very much different.
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
Giannis is a big dude.
Yeah, Giannis shot 19% outside of 4 feet, so that's 2 feet shorter than me.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant can hit a shot anywhere on the court.
Yeah. I think that should be
anywhere on the court.
Yeah, I think Kevin Durant coming back on that team, I don't think the Raptors can beat him with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, like I said earlier when we were talking, I said if we get a sliver of KD, it's Warriors in 6.
Yeah.
If not, then I could see it going 7, but...
Because with this last game, you had guys that were bench players where nobody else was putting up more than 10 points besides Draymond Green, who put up 10 points.
Yeah, and those guys will show up. Sean Livingston, Jordan Bell, Quinn Cook, they all show up at one point in the series. But Golden State almost lost Game 1 last year in the finals. If JR hadn't pulled that stunt, Cleveland had that win in the bag, but I was just happy to see Toronto keep up with them and ultimately get the win. We good?
Yeah, no,
cool. All right, next we got, you want to do Kyrie, Lakers, or Rockets?
Oh, man. Let's probably start with Kyrie.
Okay.
It's kind of obvious he's not going back to Boston.
So this is the thing. I'm going to try and not be biased here. I am a Boston fan. I just thought I'd disclose that to you. So I got a few things when it comes to Kyrie. If he stays, he's got to know that Danny Ainge will make a pitch at Anthony Davis or someone else. So that's the only... I also do think he's pretty checked out already, but that's the only thing that I can see kind of rattling in his head. That, Danny Ainge is an amazing general manager.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis, I'm sure, would love to come play in Boston, and we have the pieces.
There's a lot of trade block updates right now that I've been keeping up with as much as I can, but the most recent one I saw for the Celtics was that pretty much everybody's on the block except for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Shock. That shocks me. I would not be surprised if we trade Jason Tatum.
Really?
But this is what I got to... So, Kyrie stays... He can't play with Tatum. Him and Tatum cannot... So, Celtics season ended very poorly. We lost in 5 to the Bucks, lost 4 in a row.
Yeah. Scary Terry. He's overall just upset about the whole situation.
What I said is that the Celtics, Danny Ainge, Brad Stevens, have 2 puzzles solved, but they only have it halfway solved, and it's 2 completely different puzzles.
Yeah.
Kyrie is an amazing player. He had 4 really crappy games against Milwaukee, but Kobe missed those shots. LeBron lost to Dallas.
Yeah.
It happens. I'm not saying Kyrie is of that level, but everyone has those losses. Yeah, so he can't play with Tatum. He can't play with Terry Rozier because Terry Rozier's got to go. I don't care if we keep Kyrie or not. That you can't badmouth your team at the end of a season like that. Like, you're not even in your exit interview, and you're gonna. He dragged the whole team, and then he went on national television and he dragged the team again. Yeah. So, I see no chance he re-signs, even if we keep Kyrie or not. And we got to do something about Gordon Hayward because he made more money than the starting 5 combined last year, and he made more than Kyrie did last year. Kyrie is 5 times the player Gordon Hayward is, especially with that injury. And I get it, that's a hard injury to come back from, but we got to figure that out, or else we're going to spend a lot of time and money on him. Players that I think Kyrie did great with this year, though: Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Marcus Morris. I love Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum's great too, but if I have to take one, I'm going to take Jaylen.
Really?
Yeah, he's a number 2.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum wants to be a star. So
Jason Tatum's going to be a star.
100%. But he kind of degressed this year. He had an amazing rookie season, and then he kind of...
I think that my personal opinion probably is that the best move for the Celtics is getting rid of Kyrie, getting AD, and then kind of building with that 3, Jason, Jaylen, and then
But let
AD.
me ask you this, because it's not like we can... What sucks is that Kyrie isn't going to be someone we can use to package for anyone.
Yeah.
We're just going to... That's it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know... I don't think New Orleans trades us AD without getting Tatum or Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I feel like getting...
So I feel like...
Jaylen is definitely the piece that's kind of more so the one you're...
I don't know, I feel like they already have a Jaylen Brown and Julius Randle and...
Julius Randle's huge.
Yeah, but they already have like that kind of... And I heard there's not even guaranteed Julius Randle re-signs.
Yeah.
What I got to say about Kyrie, though, in terms of he doesn't want to re-sign, whatever. Brooklyn makes sense. New York makes sense. Or the Knicks make sense. You go team up with KD somewhere. You go team up with someone else. D'Lo is an amazing guy. I don't know what Brooklyn would do with D'Lo if Kyrie came in.
Yeah.
Because they're not. I don't think they'd have one of them play the 2.
Yeah.
Lakers makes no sense for Kyrie. I don't. That if he goes LA, Kyrie's my favorite player before he was a Celtic.
Yeah.
I love the way he plays. I love his style. I like his finesse. Lakers just does not make sense to me. To go back and play with LeBron, I think would be a very, very big mistake for him that he might not see now.
Yeah.
Because right now it's just because in his head you had Kyrie to the Lakers. It's not that bad of a team.
Yeah.
You got Kyrie, Kuz, LeBron, BI, or whoever, and your big man, so JaVale or Tyson.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of Zoe, though, if you're doing that, and that is the number one guy the Lakers should not get rid of.
I don't think, they should be trying to keep
Talk more
Zoe.
about that when we talk about the Lakers, because Lonzo is their whole formula.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, Kyrie, he's got to do what he's got to do. He's going to get that money regardless. He made second All-NBA team, so he'll get that Supermax. Brooklyn or New York makes sense to me. I heard Brooklyn's in the front running, so it'd be cool to see him go there. But
there was another team I heard also was maybe not for Kyrie, but it's Brooklyn, and the Clippers are front runner for another.
KD.
Yeah.
KD, yeah. But also I just read the other day that KD doesn't even know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Right now he's just worried about the finals, and as soon as I'm sure shortly after the finals are over, he's going to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State gets him to re-sign for one more year. All right, Rockets. You want to go Rockets?
Yes.
All right. You want to introduce it?
Yeah. So the Rockets, drama with the whole team, drama with Mike D'Antoni and all that good stuff, and let's see who's leaving. And
so the only thing I got to say, just to preface it before we go into the actual detail, Jalen Rose was on his show the other day, Jalen and Jacoby, for anyone that watches that. And he was talking about how in the huddle, James Harden seemed disinterested in what Chris Paul had to say. He wasn't running down the court.
Chris Paul wanted to say that he was sabotaged by James Harden.
Yeah, I read that. I don't know if sabotage is the right word there, but you can tell James Harden.
Yeah.
James Harden is that guy.
If he doesn't want to play, he's not going to play.
Well, that's that, but James Harden can get you 40 points pretty much in a given night. He's going to get you 10 assists. He's going to get you 10 boards. The man's a walking triple-double on nights that he tries.
Yeah.
But that's what I have to – if James Harden doesn't want to play, James Harden isn't going to play.
Which is also a huge issue is that –
huge, yeah.
You have a guy that's a variable in his performance because, he's – not feeling too well.
He'll go clubbing one night and he'll be out till 2-3 in the morning. But what I gotta say is, Chris Paul's gotta go.
Yeah,
because
of course.
You knew that when they signed him. That was always the question: can they coexist? How are they going to do?
The real question was: is Chris Paul gonna be the guy he's supposed to be and actually be the Hall of Famer point guard that everybody says he's going to be by the end of his career? And the answer is no. He cannot do that.
Okay, but let me ask you, healthy Chris Paul, Rockets Warriors last year, who takes that series?
I don't think that.
You think the Rockets still would have dropped 6 and 7?
Yeah.
7 at home with a healthy Chris Paul.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think that.
I think that series was done in 6 if Chris Paul was there. But, yeah, the Rockets need a better number 2. Chris Paul never should have been a James Harden number 2. I don't know who in the Rockets organization thought to do that because now they owe Chris Paul a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if they don't trade him, you're going to make a very unhappy James Harden.
Yeah. Who's
probably not the person you want to piss off in your organization because he seems like a guy who would just kind of leave.
Somebody in I saw like a post-game interview from that last game between the Rockets and Warriors.
Game 6? when they lost?
Yeah, it was somebody in Rockets management. It wasn't D'Antoni. It wasn't an owner or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure it was one of the team managers. He said next season everybody's on the block except James.
Yeah,
everybody's
and
gone
that just came out the other day. Don't get rid of Clint Capella if you're Houston. Yeah. Clint Capella's a big man. That's a very good big man who's gonna. I don't think he'll get to Embiid level, because I think Embiid has a few special things about him that separates him from the pack.
Yeah, Embiid can score. It's like the same thing that Giannis needs to get to, is that like they have scoring ability.
Yeah.
And they can score independently, not off of assists or shooting guard or point guard plays. Or
it's not a big man's league anymore. So
yeah.
But Clint Capella, I feel like he's a great guy to get you offensive boards. Mm-hmm. He's going to get you those second chances a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he fits into James Harden's play style, gets out of the way, doesn't clog the lane.
I was going to say that he fits it more into Chris Paul's play style, just because it's kind of like a Lob City all over again. Because if you were watching any of the Rockets games, you're probably seeing Chris Paul throw at least 3 or 4 lobs to Siakam just 2 feet from the hoop, just straight up and down. Just alley-oop dunks, and because it's an open shot.
Yeah, but James Harden can do that too, or James Harden can get you 3. Mm-hmm. Mike D'Antoni is not came out today. Now we still got a full season, so a lot can change. Mm-hmm. He is ending contract extensions with Houston, so the 2019-2020 season will be his last unless he re-signs.
Mike D'Antoni is an overrated coach.
That's not true, but we don't have time for debate. No, Mike D'Antoni is not overrated. I think he's great for players. I think he gets guys what they need when they need it.
It's one thing to do that, but it's another thing to win when you're supposed to win.
Agreed. But in the same sense, in football, a lot of guys take pay cuts when they go to New England. They show their skills off, and they get the bag right after. Mm-hmm. So I think Mike D'Antoni sets his players up really well for success after him. Steve Nash, Melo, all that. But he does also have that false...
Think how many MVPs he's coached.
Well, that's the thing, is he has that, like...
0 championships.
He almost puts, like, gold spray paint on trash.
Yeah.
That's not trash, but puts gold spray paint on something that's average. Mm-hmm. James Harden wasn't anything spectacular in OKC. Steve Nash should not have won those MVPs over Kobe.
That's fair.
Melo is Melo. No, we're not going to talk about Melo. Does Melo re-sign with the team?
Yeah, somebody somewhere will
Absolutely
sign him.
Not. No.
Really?
They would have signed him this year if they were going to sign him. That's all I have to, unless the Lakers do it. Those are the only. I think that's the only team that would do it.
Well, the Lakers are just digging
because
in
that's
a garbage can for anything they can find that looks a little bit shiny.
Speaking of the Lakers, that's actually our next. Is that everything about the Rockets?
Yeah.
CP3's got to go. Honestly, I don't know. I think I saw Chris Broussard pitch this. Chris Paul for Ben Simmons. Straight.
I mean, I think straight up, I don't think the 76ers would take it. Because
me neither, but...
They know that Ben Simmons is going to be very good in a couple years from now, especially once they develop his shot. I mean, don't they have...
I think the Sixers will move Ben Simmons before he's...
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like the same thing with Celtics and their 2 rookies. It's like
I feel like
they're
Embiid's
kind of riding on their rookies.
I feel like Embiid's the guy that they want to build their team around.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons showed 0 improvement this year.
Yeah.
So unless he's coming back next year with I would say attempt it, but you need more than that. 25% from the field.
3s?
30? No. He's not going to get that 3 until I think at least his 5th year.
Really?
If he even gets it. Dude, he's going into his 3rd-4th year. I count that first year that he sat as a year, not in terms of playing, but that's a year to get on NBA player diets, work out, watch film.
Shooting.
Talking, like...
There's not a whole lot that goes into shooting, especially if you're not
getting lunch with
full-on shooting workouts.
Yeah, you're getting lunch with LeBron James. You're meeting up with Magic Johnson. Like,
there's a lot you could have been doing.
You take 2 hours out of your day and you shoot the ball.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say to that.
Yeah.
But the Rockets need someone besides Chris Paul facilitating.
And I don't think the Rockets have any really valuable young guys besides Clint Capella.
Not anymore. No. They could package CP3 in a deal
as a
with
franchise. That's pretty scary. Though,
with Eric Gordon,
not having people to rely on in the future.
Yeah, so well, the Rockets built for a team, not for the future.
They built to try to beat the Warriors,
which they came very close to doing.
Yeah,
but not close enough.
But close is still an L, and close is still 0 championships.
You're right.
So that's facts.
If they don't move Chris Paul, I would not be surprised to see James Harden try and go elsewhere.
Yeah.
And he seems like a guy that would team up with another star. I don't see Chris Paul or James Harden having a problem with playing LeBron.
I don't think James Harden, especially with what nobody's going to pay that much for him, especially with players that are
it's already the contract. Team. The Rockets are already paying it. You just got to trade him at that point.
Yeah. He's
not getting that same contract when it's done. He's got 4 more years, 3 more. He's not getting that same. He'll get a smaller one.
Yeah.
But watch. I'm only saying if Chris Paul, if they decide to stay with we're going to try and make it work between you and Chris Paul, I don't think James Harden's going to have any of that. Mm-hmm. Lakers.
Yeah.
Mess is the first note I wrote.
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka.
Absolutely.
I don't know what to say. He made up a story.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
He made up a story I don't know if he was talking to the organization or maybe but it looked like he was in
some type of meeting.
Some type of meeting room. Mm-hmm. And he told a story about how Kobe Bryant, after he had seen The Dark Knight, talked to Rob about meeting up with Heath Ledger and getting dinner or lunch or whatever it was, when Heath had unfortunately passed away 6 months prior to the release of that film. So you just told a whole room of people that some
inspirational story.
Kobe asked you to set up
about determination and how
a meeting.
People should want to be like Kobe for wanting to
with a guy who
learn
died.
And grow as a player.
Rob Pelinka needs to go. Jeannie Buss needs to go.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson probably should have stayed. I didn't have a problem with Luke Walton. I think he did everything he could have last year.
I don't think him and Magic really got along in their team image of how they want that group of players to function every night.
But Luke was going to advocate for the young guys that the Rob and Jeannie and whoever will dish off.
Yeah.
So
that was another thing.
You don't have that anymore.
I think Luke was kind of fed into the dynamic that Jeannie Buss and all of them kind of were working with, and they didn't want to put the blame on themselves, so they had to fire somebody at the end of the season.
Yeah, but my issue then is Magic leaves. Luke did a great job coaching that team pre-LeBron. Just because LeBron comes in and adds all his nonsense to an organization. Mm-hmm. You saw it with Ty Lue in Cleveland. You saw it with Eric Spoelstra in Miami. LeBron does not always get along with his coaches, and he likes to bring in his own guys. I feel like, now I don't know what these guys' contracts look like in terms of their own teams. Bradley Beal, Chris Middleton, those type of guys that are good position players.
Glue guys.
Good position players, the guys that really get you those wins. The guy like Bradley,
guys that just don't consistently mess up.
Yeah.
Like guys that aren't downers, they just play their position, they hit their shots they need to hit, they put in decent minutes, and they're effective in those minutes.
Mm-hmm. But you also just got to make sure those guys are able and ready to play with LeBron, because we watched George Hill and Rodney Hood both not be able to do that last year.
Yeah.
Because like we said, as it comes to having LeBron on your team as a GM
There's
or a coach.
There's very specific players that can play with him.
As a player, too. He definitely...
I think Lonzo is one of those players that can play with him. He's learning still.
I think Lonzo's the perfect point guard in LeBron's system.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I don't see one reason why not. But BI's got to go. I was saying before we were cut off, that injury the first time around is not serious. If that comes again, you cannot play the rest of your career. So
you might as well try to get something out of him while you can.
I think BI is overrated. I don't like I don't like the way he carries himself on the court. I don't like the way he carries himself off the court. The whole scuffle with the Rockets in the beginning of the season, that was a mess.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Lakers, they got to figure it out. Rondo's now gone unless you re-sign him.
Yeah.
You signed Rondo, JaVale, Beasley, who they traded, Lance, and one other guy to 1 years. So they're all done. That's it.
Yeah.
So you tried it out.
I think that they were really just to try to sign as many decent guys that were just free agents.
Well, if the Lakers were healthy, they would have made the 8 or 7 seed this year. They would have got knocked out. Well, that's the thing is they would have got knocked out first round, but they would have fought and made that 7 or 8. Yeah. So the Lakers they need those good number 2, number 3s that are ready to play basketball and ready to show up and all that. But
guys that can come in and instantly be productive and not mess up the system that they're playing.
Yeah, and for Lakers fans that don't remember, or even people that don't remember, LeBron's contract was a 3-year with a 4th opt-in, or was it 4 with a 5-year opt-in?
I think it was 4, but I'm not positive.
So you got 2 years, 2 or 3 seasons now left, and LeBron said
to try to get him to stay and finish his career there.
He will.
Yeah, I did hear that he said that he wanted to finish his career in LA.
Could you not also see with his, because LeBron's legacy is set in stone. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much moving up or down anymore because I don't know if LA has what it takes to get to the finals, and without that, you're not gonna move yourself at all.
Yeah.
I could see this being his last contract unless he signs a little one at the end.
Which I'm sure he probably will. I think that's probably what
I think he's just ready to be on to the next chapter in his life because he's played basketball for his entire adult life.
Yeah.
He got picked right out of the league, right out of high school, so his only life is basketball.
I do think that LeBron would want to play past Jordan's age just to kind of have one more little stab at
But what did Mike play till?
38.
I was gonna say LeBron's already almost there, so that's.
I think LeBron is 30 through 34.
34 or 5, and then see what. The
LeBron's
last
34.
Year. Oh, 03. So how old is he now? 56. So 03 was...
He was 39.
Yeah, so...
About, which I do think...
And
you, wasn't he out for a season before he came back? 2 years?
2. He left for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And he came out of college, so...
Yeah.
But, LeBron's going to do what LeBron wants to do at the end of the day. He'll get his money regardless.
Yeah. And I don't think he'll have a year that he digresses. I think he'll kind of stay consistent. Maybe
he kind of regressed a little this year.
Maybe. Anything that he lost in.
I don't think we're ever going to see a bad LeBron, but I think last year was so killer by him. I think he absolutely drained himself. And I think he realized that very early in the season this year, especially during those stretch of games where he was getting very fed up with Laker players.
There was a lot of drama at the start of the season.
Well, you've played 8 straight finals, so like I was saying about Golden State earlier, you've played the most amount of basketball that anyone's played in the league. You specifically, and only you. Yeah. So you're tired, you're fed up, you've done a lot, you've put a lot of teams on your back. Yeah. So... Great player. Wish him the best in LA. Don't really think the best is going to come. But unless they get rid of Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, but who's going to get rid of them?
I don't think there's any possibility of any of those people leaving anytime
Buss seems to be a fan of Pelinka and vice versa, so I don't really see anyone going anywhere.
They're both crazy, so that's why they like
each
other.
Jerry West, LA Clippers, he's doing it right.
Yeah.
Watch for someone to sign with the Clippers.
Yeah, for sure. Multiple people to sign with the Clippers.
So
their core is crazy.
Yeah, so big free agents this summer. We already talked about Kyrie. You have KD, Kawhi, Clay, Kemba. Dame a free agent this summer or next summer?
Next summer.
Okay.
Well, he signed an extension, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he's a free. I think next year is...
Well, I saw he was getting the bag, but I didn't know when that started.
Yeah, next year is when they discuss the bag.
Okay.
For the Supermax. Because next year is the year that they're going to start talking contracts because next year's his last.
So
year.
he needs to make All NBA again next year.
No. I think it was this year.
Okay.
It's because they're going to be signing next season.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm pretty sure.
So, yeah. So KD, like I said earlier, I could see him signing a 1 year with Golden State. I could also see him going LA Clippers, not the Lakers.
Yeah.
Anyone that goes to the Lakers as a free agent right now, that's a big risk.
I think from all the interviews I've been seeing of Kawhi, I think it's going to be hard for him to leave Toronto.
I don't think he's going to leave Toronto at all. What I said early in the season is, and I didn't necessarily believe it, people were like, it's going to be a 1 year loan, 1 year rental. And I said, the finals will be enough to make him stay, win or lose, because you understand you're going against the powerhouse of Golden State. If it was Houston or a team had knocked off Golden State and they lost to that team in the finals, I could see it because then you're frustrated and you're upset. But I could also see him not, because he did put Toronto on his back for a lot of that Sixers and Milwaukee series. Lowry played great in the Milwaukee series, so I'm not going to give it all to Kawhi, but it was a lot of Kawhi.
Now, I feel like everybody's individually kind of had great performances in specific key games that players that weren't Kawhi.
Siakam,
but I think
Kyle.
that this series, every player is going to have to just play all out.
Yeah, if they want to win 4, well, that's the thing, is that a lot. Golden State got blown out by 20 or more points 20 times this season.
Yeah.
First time that happened in a very long time. But Golden State does really bad for small periods of time.
Yeah.
Very small.
Yeah.
So to win 4 against them in a best of 7,
is going to be
even when
really
you
hard.
have home court, is very hard.
So you have to win the games where you have the advantage.
Yes.
So home court games like this, especially
2,
the ones without
Yeah.
Durant playing. These are like, if you want any chance of winning in the series, you have to win these games.
Yeah, like Toronto's best scenario for them is to go up 3-0 in the series and make the Dubs win 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Which is still doable for them, and I don't think anyone in the league is doubting them.
I don't think there's any team ever that's been actually
because
kind of
the
reasonable in
Cavs were
saying
the first
that.
ones to. Oh, I thought you were going to say no one had ever come back 4-0, but no, I don't think anyone in the league would disagree with the fact that they could win 4 in a row, especially with a 75% Kevin Durant. So KD, I could see him going elsewhere. Kemba needs to get out of Charlotte because Jordan's not going to pay that supermax, even though
so?
I don't think Jordan's going to spend the supermax when he knows what they do every year.
Yeah. I think, absolutely. I think.
And also, if you're Kemba, why do you want to sign a supermax somewhere that gets the 9-10 seed every year?
Because
you're not even.
If he likes where he lives and if he's okay with.
But has Kemba Walker ever played a playoff game in his life?
No. So I don't know. It's all like it's different with every player in regards to how much priority is the bag, you know.
Yeah, but then just coming from a sports background, playing any sports, constantly falling short only gets you so far.
Yeah, and it gets pretty annoying really quick.
So even if he does sign that supermax, it's not going to be a pretty one.
Yeah.
Clay,
not.
You're not going to see this, but if you see this and you leave Golden State, you're the dumbest free agent out there. You have the bag made, sir. I understand you're losing out on $30 million because you got snubbed from the All-NBA team, but do what you got to do. You got 4 rings at the end of this year if you win it. 3 if not.
Yeah. In all the conferences and interviews.
You're fine.
Yeah. He was trying to play it off like he didn't. He was kind of whatever about the bag, but I don't
we know you care about the bag. You're good. You're going to get it regardless. Do a sponsorship. Make that $30 million somewhere else. So, go back to that. All-NBA awards. So the All-NBA teams just got announced the other day. On the first team, we got Steph Curry, James Harden, Jokic, PG-13, Giannis. 100% okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't.
That was a fine.
That's your starting.
Team.
Yeah, that's your starting 5 if you're picking
Jokic
the best guys this year.
The best season of his career so far.
PG-13 too. It just sucks that James Harden and Giannis had amazing years. Curry, great year. If those guys weren't balling out of control, Curry probably could have swooped another MVP this year.
Yeah, that's not far off.
Giannis improved a lot. very excited to see what comes from him in the offseason. Second team was Kyrie, Dame, KD, Kawhi, and Embiid. Again, no problems with that. Kyrie and Dame, interchangeable point guards.
Yeah.
Very, very, very equal skill sets. KD is KD. Kawhi, I had doubts before this year that Kawhi still had it.
I had doubts going into the playoffs this season.
I had doubts going into the regular season because I hadn't seen it in a while. So I was just in the mindset of let's just make sure he got it before he comes back.
This is a different Kawhi than what we saw in San Antonio.
Well, yeah, it's different system, so
I think
it's a lot more offensive.
Yeah, his just other stuff I've been seeing over the last couple of days is studying up.
He shot 60% playoffs. Through the playoffs.
He and the scoring that he does, like the same way with Kevin Durant, the same way with James Harden. It's like the shots that they're hitting in the early years before they kind of get into their scoring prime. Same thing with Kobe. You're seeing shots that are hitting front rim, shots that are getting really close, that look really good every time, that after some development, they're kind of going into just straight net shots.
Well, Kawhi has that very push-forward shot, but he obviously improved a lot as an offensive player. He'll improve more next year.
Yeah, I think next year or 2 years from now, even with Kawhi's how old is he, 26, 27? I don't know.
Well, he's been in the league, I believe, 9 years. Because he was on the team when they played the Heat in the late or in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
So
Kawhi's 27. Yeah, there you go. So he still has a couple years of like prime.
Yeah. And I would love to watch him re-sign in Toronto, but it would also be fun to see him in a larger volume.
I hate Nick Nurse. This guy's an idiot. But, I mean, his offense around Kawhi, he made the right offense around Kawhi.
Well, yeah,
he kind of just
said,
here's the ball, go ahead and just do your thing.
I would love to see Kawhi in LA or New York just to see the big market.
I don't know what he did to develop Siakam, because, I mean, you go from, 2 years ago, he was G League player of the year.
He went from 6 points a game to 17. I read that earlier.
From last season
Siakam.
in the NBA.
Yeah, that's insane.
I know.
To go from 6 to 7, like that's most improved.
He even went from going from the G League to coming in and actually having like a reasonable minutes roster spot. So he won best player in the league in the G League 2 years ago, then comes back into the NBA, has decent minutes, and then obviously management saw enough in him, like enough progression during the offseason to kind of go into.
Yeah. I think he'll take the 6-man, no doubt about it. Yeah. But Lou Will is something else when it comes to 6-man.
I think Lou will take 6-man, and then Siakam will take most improved. Yeah. I think especially, I mean, granted, you can't really take into consideration what he's been doing in the playoffs, but I think it's kind of hard to not to look at it.
Well, the only thing with that is the vote's already in. Okay. The votes have already been voted. Yeah. They vote before the playoffs, so you don't count the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because if we're talking an MVP and we're including the playoffs, Kawhi's name gets thrown in there. No doubt about it.
For sure.
Back to the All-NBA teams. Embiid was your center. Joel Embiid is going to be a freak in the league.
Yeah. He's got a lot of time to get really good.
As Ben Simmons gets off that team.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are not, again, two different puzzles.
Yeah.
Third team, this is where I have some issues.
Of snub.
So I have... All right. Kemba Walker, no problem about it.
Yeah.
Kemba showed this year that he has it when he wants. Yeah. He just needs to get put in a bigger market.
Yeah.
Kemba to New York.
I mean,
honestly,
if Kyrie goes to Brooklyn, I don't think that's the worst move.
If I'm New York, I'm not even targeting Kyrie. I'm targeting Kemba over Kyrie. But also, New York got the third pick. They don't trade that. They get a guard. So now you don't even need to look for a guard. RJ's a guard. He's an okay guard. He'll do fine in the league. Rudy Gobert is my forward. LeBron's always going to make All-NBA as long as he's in the league, which he was injured half the year, so
still
whatever. But he had great numbers.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about probably
because he played half the season.
Arguably one of the greatest of all time. So I mean, for him to kind of come out off injury and just put up those numbers and get back to
crazy.
Get back to business as usual. It's just like that's just more to his resume.
Blake Griffin,
That dude very much improved as well. He's been sleeping on the Pistons.
Well, the Pistons just aren't a big market team.
Same thing with the
Blake Griffin developed his shot so well.
Yeah.
Just in the last two. Russ. That's my problem on that team.
Yeah, for
You're going to tell me Russell Westbrook deserved a spot over
Clay.
I could probably keep going with guards if I want.
Yeah.
I have now, no disrespect to Russ. The man's averaged triple-double the last... Did he end up doing it this year?
I'm not sure.
I think he did. So three seasons. That's an incredible accomplishment. A lot more impressive the first year it was done. But you didn't have a good year.
Yeah.
Russ.
That's 65% free throw shooter this season as point guard.
You averaged a triple-double. But
he shot 65% from the free throw line.
What do we got? 22.9 points, assists 10.7, and whatever.
Total rebounds 11. Yeah.
So
he shot 29% from three, 43 from the field, and then 65 from the line.
So there you go. 29% from three. Can we pull up Clay's numbers just so we have some sort of 29% from three and 65% from the line. I don't care who you are in the league. I don't care if you're 9 feet tall. I don't care if you're 4 feet tall. Learn how to shoot the free throw. If Shaq played today, he wouldn't go a week without hearing how awful he was from the line.
For sure.
With the media and all that, you need to be able to at least shoot 75% from the free throw line.
So, I don't know. I guess looking at Clay's numbers right here.
Okay, 21.5. So, what? Russ was 22.9.
Yeah, but when you're looking at rebounds and assists.
How many games did Russ play? Clay played 78 out of the 82. Impressive.
Yeah.
So, he missed 4. You got to remember, Clay started really bad. How many Russ play?
He played 73.
73. Okay. So I didn't know if there was a difference.
I mean, you kind of got two guys that are, not necessarily playing the same position, but they're both playing the same role as they're playing under an MVP candidate type player.
Yeah. So, and then you're looking at it where besides Paul George, who does OKC have for a scoring option? Steven Adams, who probably gets 10 points a game.
Yeah.
Roberson sat out the whole year.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the whole roster for the Thunder at the moment, but I just know that they're kind of missing a couple pieces.
But for Clay to average 21 points, when you have Steph Curry, KD, Boogie, Draymond Green, Iggy, Sean Livingston, Quinn Cook, Jordan Bell, all guys who can get you 15 to 20 a night on any given night, and you still average 21 points, I'll take it.
Yeah,
it's
Clay
also more about numbers.
His position, probably one of the best ever at running his position
I think he's the best catch and shoot guy all time. I know he catches some shit for just being a catch and shoot guy.
Yeah,
I know a few people that I know give him some crap for that, but he got snubbed at the end of the day. Lost $30 million because of it. Russ, you didn't have that great of a year. You're a good player. You gotta step it up in the off season. Gotta come back with a different style of play. Yeah. Same with James Harden. Yeah. You ain't gonna win a chip. You ain't gonna win playoffs. Yeah. Rookie of the year, Luka, by all accounts. I don't think we've seen someone come into the league in a long time that's been able to
score like that.
Just the whole package.
Yeah. But I mean, especially in today's league, coming in and doing that.
But I could see the media giving him some shit for winning Rookie of the Year because he was EuroLeague's MVP.
Yeah.
The man, that's the thing. College kids, you're coming off playing guys who will never play another game of basketball in their life as soon as they're done. Yeah. You're coming off guys who, it's college. You party, you have fun, there's off nights. It's one game series. Yeah. The NBA is a completely different beast. Like Kobe used to say it. When Kobe missed those 4 shots against Utah, that's the whole reason he turned into such a beast. But Luka's played that competition. Luka's played greats. Luka's played okay guys. But I think he'll take the Rookie of the Year, no doubt about it. Absolutely. Trae Young had an amazing rookie year as well. Yeah. Same
no
with
knock to him, but I mean,
same
I don't
with
think he's
DeAndre
going to beat out
Ayton.
Luka's.
If we want to talk about a little sleeper this rookie year, well, Trae Young, I think he's going to be a great guy. I don't know if he's going to be a Steph Curry, just because I feel it's rude to say there's going to be a next Steph Curry when we still have Steph Curry.
Yeah.
But he's good. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He'll do good for Atlanta.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton had a great rookie year. Him and Devin Booker should do good things together. Did think it was cool that the all-rookie team was the first 5 draft picks this year. First time it had happened since the 80s or 70s. MVP, I know we are torn on it. I think it's James Harden.
I think it's Giannis. It's a tough one, though, for sure.
Thank you guys for watching.
Much appreciated on the views. We'll have another episode up in a few days. Once all these wild events for these playoff series, start getting in the works. Bruins will be a great series to watch.
Bruins game 3 tomorrow night. We got game 2 Sunday night.
Yep. 2 days of rest for them.
So should be a good one. Golden State's definitely going to come out, punch them hard.
Yeah.
Watch out for that.
Make sure to watch the games. It's going to be huge.
Yes, watch the games.
Those are games to not be missed.
Check out our SoundCloud, our Instagram.
Podcast views, yeah.
Podcast, anything you can. Any support is much appreciated. Thank you, guys.
Adios.